Good, happy Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, community gathers to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Manchester. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
I'm Clifton Leaf. I'm the editor-in-chief of Fortune. I'm a judge on a number of journalism awards, but I really love the Bible.
It was a packed house at the Manchester Martin Luther King Jr. dinner celebration. This year's theme, Keeping the Dream. It's become a long-time tradition put on by the National Cultural Diversity Awareness Council.
We're here to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as well as to also honor and celebrate how Canadians, Franco-American citizens, had made New Hampshire great.
The night's keynote speaker, Honorable Melanie Joly, Minister of Canadian Heritage.
As a government in Canada, the inclusion and diversity issues are very important, and we know that we have strong ties with people here, and the legacy of Martin Luther King is not only in America, but actually in Canada and around the world.
Although it has been nearly 50 years since Dr. King's death, among the crowd, conversations of how his teachings have shaped their own lives.
To embrace diversity, and that's to empower the community and work with the community.
And King's message of equality was also echoed at St. George Greek Orthodox Cathedral as hundreds came together in solidarity, pledging to not only remember that message today, but every day.
Today is just planting the seed, but it's tomorrow and the days after that which lie ahead. Those difficult days, those hopeful days and challenging days where we water that dream, water that vision, and we make it sprout into fruition.
And this was the 16th year this dinner has been held in honor of Dr. King. Reporting from Manchester, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Plane headed cross country struck by de-icing truck before takeoff. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Alaska Air Flight 33 from Boston to Portland, Oregon, grounded tonight after the pilot clipped a de-icing truck.
As though the plane had gone over a curb.
It felt like we ran over a speed bump, but a little more than that.
It felt like we hit maybe some ice, was what I thought. Maybe like an ice bump.
Most passengers shrugged it off, but moments later, the 737 was taxiing back to the gate. All 166 passengers forced to deplane.
Not a big deal. A little bump. But a little bump turns into a big inconvenience.
For 2 hours, passengers sat inside the terminal at the gate as the airline searched for a replacement jet. But just before 6:30, Alaska Air canceled the flight and started rebooking customers and helping them find hotels.
We got a $300 voucher so far, so it's not bad.
The plane suffered minor damage to the left wing. It now has been taken out of service for inspection. As for the passengers, well, they're stuck here in Boston one more night. Most took the setback in stride.
Well, the beer is really good here too, so that's an upside.
Okay, well, that's what you're going to need a couple of those tonight.
Yeah.
And the long lines are finally gone now. The passengers rebooked for tomorrow. Alaska Airlines continues to investigate this incident. By the way, most passengers gave the airline good marks for how they handled the mishap.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Deep freeze cleanup underway along Kennebec River. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Thank you. Well, flood warnings continue to affect residents and businesses along the Kennebec River tonight. In Hallowell, floodwaters freezing over, encasing many cars in ice. And parts of Augusta just beginning to dry out tonight, leaving behind large chunks of ice. These are the before and after images in a parking lot on Front Street. WMTW News 8's Aaron Dixon shares how residents are coping amid that chaos.
The wharf here in Hallowell would usually be kind of busy on a Monday night with dinner patrons, but tonight it is closed, frozen in time after this weekend's flooding.
We got seven vehicles out today, and there's still quite a few vehicles down there.
Officials in Hallowell breaking the ice tonight, pushing ice and water back into the Kennebec River in the hopes that this parking lot isn't frozen solid for the rest of the season.
We're not going to stop until our job is done, until people can effectively get back to work.
We spoke to a man who lives right on the river. He said it was scary how fast the water rose this weekend. He said he was thankful to the town for helping get his car free.
The work that they've done to try to at least get the water down to a level where it's manageable for cars to be able to get pulled out, that's a lot of work to do in itself.
In Hallowell, Aaron Dixon, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. BlackBerry launches cybersecurity product called Javas to stop driverless cars getting hacked. BlackBerry has launched a cybersecurity software aimed at protect driverless cars. Parents charged with torture held 13 children ages 2 to 29 captive, officials say. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Having a warm coat when it's freezing outside.
That's why we're at.
They have coats for play, work, the weekend, at prices you would not believe. Wow.
Hey, cold weather, we're ready for you.
Thanks, Burlington.
We always come to Burlington to buy our coats.
And we also come to give them back, to help those in need. Can't beat the brands, the styles, and when we donate a coat at Burlington, we get 10% off our entire purchase. It makes buying coats here even more meaningful. Bring in your coats!
A disturbing headline that broke late today, the chilling discovery inside a family home in Southern California. A mother and father accused of holding their 13 children captive. Investigators say many allegedly shackled to their beds. One of their daughters escaping the house, calling 911, and police now revealing tonight what they found when they arrived. ABC's Matt Gutman from California.
The scene police described tonight is unimaginable. Those 13 siblings held in dungeon-like conditions, according to a police statement, amidst their own filth. They said they were starving. Police made the grim discovery Sunday, saying one of the children escaped. She grabbed a cell phone she found inside, they said, ran outside, and dialed 911. They say parents David and Louise Turpin were holding the 12 remaining children shackled to their beds with chains and padlocks. But perhaps most shocking, 7 of the children they discovered inside were actually adults, ranging in age from 18 to 29. A neighbor who did not want to be identified described seeing the children emerge.
They were all in PJs because it was early in the morning. They were very, very pale skinned, almost like they've never seen the sun.
They were apparently kept on this quiet middle-class street. The couple recently renewing their vows with their 13 boys and girls arrayed in identical outfits and haircuts. Tonight, both parents are under arrest for multiple counts of child abuse, each of them held on a $9 million bail.
And Matt Gutman with us live tonight. This is so disturbing. Police had thought, Matt, that the daughter who escaped she's actually 17. They thought she was much younger because of how thin she is, how malnourished she is.
That's right, David. So disturbing. When officers first encountered that young girl, they mistook her for a 10-year-old. She was actually 17. Now, investigators tell us they believe that many of these children had been abused for decades. Now, all 13 of them are in child and adult protective care. David.
Just unbelievable. Matt Gutman, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. Goodbye, everyone.